Welcome to Figure Feedback. My name is Jeremy, and today I'm going to be trying out some PETG filament inside of my Flashforge Adventurer 5M 3D printer. But I'm not going to be using just any kind of PETG filament. I'm going to be using this rapid PETG. So this PETG filament was made by Elegoo, and it says that you'll be able to print up to 600 millimeters a second with this filament, which is well beyond the normal speed that you would usually print PETG at. And this was actually a really good deal. I got a couple of these rolls. These are full 1 kilogram size rolls over on Amazon. Both of them cost $23.99. for both of them. So I got some green here and I have some yellow. They also had some black filament, same size by itself, for about $13. And that's just a good price no matter what kind of filament it is. But because this is rapid PETG, I'm really curious to check this out. And if everything turns out good, this just may be something that I would want to print with on a regular basis so I can have all the advantages of PETG at the same speed that I would print some high-speed PLA at as well. So I'm going to find myself a useful model to print out, and we'll see how everything goes. All right, so I want to show you a couple things that I printed out using this filament and tell you what the overall experience has been using it. So first of all, when it comes to the settings, I did not change anything crazy except for the bed temperature and the nozzle temperature. I set the bed temperature for 80 degrees Celsius, and initially I set the nozzle temperature at 250 degrees. The filament says that the recommended temperature range is between 230 and 260, so I did 250. And it seemed like everything was going pretty decent at first after the first layer or two, but then I noticed that there was some filament oozing out of the nozzle, and it was starting to kind of form on the side of the nozzle, and that was a big red flag for me. I didn't want everything to just get gunked up in there, so I paused the print. I removed the filament that had attached itself to the nozzle, and I lowered the temperature to 235 degrees Celsius, and that was the sweet spot for me. After I lowered the temperature to 235, I didn't see any more oozing at all. So if you have this same printer, you might want to start at the lower end of the temperature spectrum for this particular filament, but after that, everything went swimmingly well. So let me show you a few things that I printed. So this first thing is a burger press, and I think that it came out looking pretty good. Let me show you the first layer on the bottom of it. Just take a look at that. It is nice and smooth for this first layer. Very nice indeed. And overall it came out looking pretty good, with the exception of on the underside here. I'm not sure if you can see, there's some stringing like right there. Now I didn't use supports on this. I probably should have to support this area right here, but I didn't. In the end, it still managed to print it out, but it is not perfect, and I'm going to attribute that to not having the proper supports, because the whole stringing kind of started about right there is where it all just sort of kicked off. But still functionally it works just fine. It still looks pretty good, and the filament didn't have any issues at all. Once I lowered it down to 235 degrees, printed at 300 millimeters per second. That was the default speed in the slicer settings, and it was high speed PETG, so that's the speed that I want to go at. Let me show you the second thing that I printed. Now this is a prop of a bolter pistol from Warhammer 40K. This is almost all the pieces with the exception of the handle, which is right here, that I need to glue together. But let me show you how everything looks once it's properly assembled. All right, there you go. So once the two halves for the handle have been glued together and pressed into the main body of the bolter, this is pretty much what you are going to get. And this just came out looking awesome. This is actually the first sort of cosplay prop that I printed, and I will leave a link to these prints in the description of the video. So just take a look at it from this side as well. Yeah, looking pretty good. Now, this came in a few different parts. The left half and the right half printed at 75% scale because the original file is meant for a 256 cubed bed. So that's a downside to the Adventurer 5M. The bed size is smaller, so your props and stuff are going to be smaller. But the left half and the right half of the gun took about 2.5 hours each to print. And then I also had to print the barrel here and this piece right here, and then I also had to print this right here. I guess that's like the ammo clip or whatnot. And then those pieces took a little under 2 hours. So altogether, this is about I would say about 7-ish hours to print out all of these pieces. But just as far as the quality goes, the smoothness of it all, and just, you know, how everything looks, it came out looking very good for PETG filament. PETG filament that was printed at high speeds. And as you see, here's the handle that I still need to finish putting together. You know, but this is awesome, and I am really impressed with this filament. I did not think that you'll be able to print PETG so darn fast, but hey, guess what? You can. And Elegoo has this for such a really good price for 2 rolls of filament, full-size rolls of filament, costing about $23 to $24. That is a really good deal, especially for something like this. So to me, I feel like if you have the same color in PLA filament, if you can spend less money and just print your stuff out of PETG at the same speed, then why not? You know, you get the strength and the resilience of PETG for the same speed as PLA. Hey, that's a win for me. So this came out really good, and I am very happy with it. And I will leave a link in the description to where you can get this filament over on Amazon. And yeah, hopefully the price won't jump up because this is really good, and I'm pretty impressed with it. So that's it, you guys. If you got any questions or suggestions, anything like that, be sure to leave them down in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this and ones related to the Flashforge Adventurer 5M, be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to be making some more to just sort of get the word out about this printer, because I think that it's really good value for money at $299. Be sure to check out the review that I did on this printer. I'm going to leave a card up there somewhere so that you can check that out as well. And if you want to see some closer photos of the things that I printed with this machine, then check out the Figure Feedback Instagram page. It's instagram.com/figurefeedback, because I'm putting some pictures up on there as well. And I'm also going to be putting pictures on the community page here on YouTube as well. So it's a couple of different options for you. So that's it, you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon.